Hey YouTube, Sean Forney here, Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. Gonna do some videos. It's now June 13th, I believe, and I've been hoping to get my hay done sooner than later this year, but the weather hasn't been cooperating. And as you can see behind me, my hay fields are looking like they're ready to be cut. Last year we limed the fields, fertilized the fields for our first time after we did some soil samples, and they got sent off to WVU to let us know what we needed to do to our soil for optimal growing positions. And then we seeded some alfalfa and red clover. So I'm going to do a little quick video on the haymaking 101 process to get started for the year, and I'll show you my equipment and all that good stuff, so stay tuned. So everybody, I'm going to review some of my equipment. We'll call this haymaking equipment 101. So first, there's my tractor. It's my beast. It's a New Holland T2420, 60 horsepower turbo diesel. It's just enough power to make hay. They recommend at least 55 horsepower. I know people that make hay with less horsepower, but that's my tractor. I love it. Had a whole bunch of oh crap moments on it. Now this I used to have an older John Deere. It was a 6-foot cut. I upgraded, well, this one's in worse condition, but it's hydraulic swing, which makes things so much easier. You don't have to get off the tractor to swing it. And this is a 9-foot cut. This is what they call a hay bind. So same concept as back in the day, the old sickle bar mowers, except this is also a hay conditioner. So there's little knives down there, cut the hay. These rakes pick it up, and then they run it through these conditioners, which squeezes the moisture out as best it can. So, one of the first things you do whenever you start haymaking every year is you look around on all your equipment and hit all the important grease fittings. I think most of these are covered up, but down there in that joint, you can see a grease fitting down there. But this is my tractor and my hay bind. It's got hydraulic lift and hydraulic swing. Overall, this is probably, I don't want to jinx myself, but this is my least favorite piece of equipment that I have. Eventually I want to upgrade to a disc bind so I can mow a little faster. But over there's one of the hay fields that we fertilized and limed and everything last year. And then there's another 10-acre hay field over that way a little bit. So we'll go over here in the equipment shed and look at some of the other fun stuff. So my baler is the most modern piece of equipment that I have. It's had less than 1,000 bales run through it. This is going to be my second year using it. It's a New Holland 565 square baler. It's right on that line of, right before they go to the ones that make 20,000 plus bales a year. This thing I think is good for 10,000 or so a year if you run it nonstop. But that is my square baler. This thing is pretty cherry. Again, grease fittings everywhere. The square baler back here, the most important piece of your farm equipment and your square baler is these knotters. And it's amazing because this technology really hasn't changed since square balers came out. But that's where all the magic happens. I call it witchcraft because I don't understand how it works. But yeah, you can hear the thunder. That's why we haven't been able to get our hay made yet, because it's been raining nonstop. So here is the old reliable 1954 Cub. This is what we rake with. I bought this winter, not running. It needed some work to it. Got it running, got her fixed up, put a new battery, and now she purrs like a kitten. So that's what we're gonna rake with this year. And then over here is my New Holland roller bar rake. This is a 256 roller bar rake. It is my favorite rake. Any of these, New Holland made a bunch of different various styles or models rather of these roller bar rakes. I've had a couple of them. The last one I had one of these arms that was slightly bent, one of these arms right here, and it caused it to be off balance. It still worked fine, but you couldn't, rake too quick. You had to make sure you weren't going to pop the bar off, which we did once, but we got it back on. But this is probably, again, one of my favorite rakes. It's old, it's reliable. You grease it, you engage it, it just works. The only thing I don't have yet is a tedder, which I probably will be getting one at some point, but that's just a update on all my equipment. So obviously, first, for those that don't know anything about making hay, you start with your hay bine. You let it dry in the field for a couple days, and if you have a tedder, then you can go and turn it. Then we rake it. Right after we rake it, we roll through with the baler and we bale it. So this year I'm hoping to get in my first cut, I don't know, 500, 550 square bales, which will be plenty enough for us. But that's it, everybody. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'll put together a little video of the haymaking process once we get started one day this week. Thank you all so much. Everybody have a great day.